Have you ever felt like your energy is fading faster than it used to? Maybe you notice your heart working harder during your daily activities, or you're feeling more out of breath than you did just a few years ago. As we get older, we start paying more attention to our health, especially our heart. And I get it, sometimes we think small things, like a drink here and there, won't make a big difference. But as a heart doctor, I'm here to tell you something important. Those small things might be slowly affecting your heart in ways you didn't even realize. Today, I'm talking directly to you, seniors over 60. I'm begging you, stop drinking these 5 alcoholic drinks that are slowly destroying your heart. I know it sounds dramatic, but the truth is these everyday drinks, whether it's your nightly glass of wine, that cold beer, a sugary cocktail, or a splash of whiskey, might be doing more damage than you think. The good news is you have the power to make a change that will protect your heart and give you more years to enjoy life to the fullest. Before we dive in, I want to mention one thing. It's not about completely giving up all the things you love or living in fear of every little thing. It's about making simple, small changes that can make a huge difference to your heart health in the long run. We're going to go over 5 types of drinks that are surprisingly harmful for seniors, and I'll give you practical advice on how to make healthier choices without feeling deprived. Let's start with the first one that many people still believe is good for their heart: red wine. Now, you've probably heard the myth that a glass of red wine every night is good for you, especially for your heart. I've heard it too. Many of my patients, just like you, come into my office and say, "I've been drinking a glass of red wine every evening for years." It's healthy, right? It's often presented as an elegant and almost medicinal thing to do. But let's break it down. After age 60, your body processes alcohol differently. Your liver doesn't work as efficiently, and your heart becomes more sensitive to the effects of alcohol. That one glass of red wine, it can slowly raise your blood pressure, weaken your heart muscle, and over time, increase your risk of developing atrial fibrillation. This is a condition that causes irregular heartbeats and can triple your risk of having a stroke. I know it sounds harsh, but as I sit with many patients in the emergency room, I see the impact of this habit all too often. These are people who thought they were doing everything right, having that glass of wine in the name of heart health, only to find out that it's actually been a silent contributor to their health problems. What's even more concerning is that wine, especially at night, disrupts your sleep. I've heard it from so many people. I drink wine because it helps me sleep. But here's the reality. While it might make you feel drowsy at first, it leads to shallow, fragmented sleep. Poor sleep raises the levels of cortisol, a stress hormone, which puts more strain on your heart. Plus, if you're taking medication for blood pressure, diabetes, or cholesterol, alcohol can interfere with those medications and reduce their effectiveness. Now, I'm not here to take away life's small pleasures. I'm here to protect the rhythm of your heart. So, if you've been holding on to that nightly glass of red wine, thinking it's doing you good, I encourage you to reconsider. You don't need alcohol for heart health. You need hydration and rest. Your heart needs water, not ethanol. Now, let's move on to the second drink on the list: beer. Many seniors think beer is the lighter choice, the easier drink. It's easy to see why beer commercials make it seem like a refreshing, carefree choice. But let me tell you, beer can be just as harmful to your heart as any other alcoholic drink. It doesn't hit you as hard liquor, and it doesn't seem as elegant as wine, but that doesn't mean it's harmless. As we age, our metabolism slows down. The sugars and starches in beer get converted into belly fat. And that belly fat isn't just an aesthetic problem. It's visceral fat, which surrounds your internal organs and releases chemicals that inflame your blood vessels, raise your blood pressure, and clog your arteries. Many of my patients drink a beer with dinner or another while watching the news. It's a habit they've had for years, and they don't think it's a big deal. But even 2 beers a day can silently lead to hypertension, irregular heart rhythms, and over time, a weakened heart that struggles to keep up. What's even worse is that beer often replaces water. Seniors are already more prone to dehydration, and beer makes it worse. Dehydrated blood is thicker, harder to pump, and more likely to form clots. So, while beer might feel light and easy, its impact on your heart is far from harmless. I'm not here to judge anyone's habits, but I want to remind you just how precious each heartbeat is. You can still enjoy life without putting your heart at risk. One simple change, like replacing that evening beer with a glass of water or herbal tea, could give your heart the relief it's been quietly craving. Now that we've covered red wine and beer, let's move on to the third drink. This one is a little more sneaky: cocktails. I know they're colorful, festive, and often come with a little umbrella in the glass. Many seniors treat cocktails as a small luxury, a way to relax after a long day or to celebrate a special occasion. But there's something you might not realize. Beneath the sweetness, the cream, the syrups, and those flavored liqueurs lies a dangerous mix for your heart. Cocktails are loaded with sugar, often way more than you realize. And as we get older, our bodies don't process sugar the same way. Our pancreas doesn't regulate blood sugar as effectively, and our arteries become stiffer. Every sugary sip from a cocktail contributes to insulin resistance, weight gain, and high triglycerides, all of which are enemies of the aging heart. What makes cocktails even trickier is that the sweetness can mask the strength of the alcohol. You might not realize how much you're drinking, especially at social events or during a quiet evening at home. The sugary taste can be addictive, and before you know it, those harmless cocktails are taking a toll on your blood pressure and heart rhythm. Even just a few cocktails a week can increase the risk of arrhythmias like atrial fibrillation and significantly raise your chances of stroke. The damage doesn't happen all at once. It builds up quietly until one day your heart skips a beat and doesn't recover. As I mentioned earlier, it's not about giving up joy in your life. But the good news is that you can find other ways to celebrate without putting your heart at risk. There are plenty of ways to enjoy life's little luxuries without turning to cocktails. Now that we've covered these 3 drinks, we're not done yet. Next, we'll talk about hard liquor, whiskey, vodka, brandy, and why these drinks can be even more damaging than you might think. You've probably enjoyed a sip or 2 in the past, or maybe it's been a part of your routine. But here's the thing: hard liquor is far more dangerous than it seems, especially as we age. When you're younger, your body can tolerate alcohol more easily. You might even feel like you can handle a drink or 2, no problem. But after 60, your heart and liver don't process alcohol the same way. That glass of whiskey or a shot of vodka can have a profound effect on your cardiovascular system. The alcohol in hard liquor hits your body fast and hard, leading to rapid constriction of your blood vessels. This can cause sudden spikes in your blood pressure, which puts incredible strain on your heart. Now, think about the times when you've poured yourself a glass of hard liquor, maybe before bed to relax. What most people don't realize is that this seemingly harmless ritual can have a cumulative effect on your heart. Your arteries become less flexible as you age, and your heart is already working harder. So when you introduce alcohol, it forces your heart to work even harder. This may result in chest pain, dizziness, and even strokes, symptoms that people often attribute to other causes, not the alcohol they've consumed. Even if you're drinking hard liquor alone, in moderation, it's still having an impact. One nightcap here and there, perhaps before bed, might feel like a way to unwind, but the strain it puts on your heart is real. Your liver also takes longer to process the alcohol, meaning your heart remains under pressure for a longer period. And if you're on any medications, whether for high blood pressure, diabetes, or cholesterol, Hard liquor can interact with those medications in unpredictable and dangerous ways. It's not just about how much you drink, it's about how your body handles alcohol at this stage of life. And the truth is, it doesn't handle it as well as it used to. At this point, you may be asking yourself, but I've been doing this for years. Does it really make a difference now? The answer is yes, it does. The effects are cumulative, and over time, they can take a serious toll on your heart. It might not happen overnight, but slowly, alcohol wears down the resilience of your cardiovascular system. But here's the good news. You don't need to keep drinking hard liquor to feel good or to relax. There are other ways to unwind at the end of the day that don't come with the same health risks. In fact, a small change, like replacing that evening shot with a warm cup of herbal tea or water, can make a huge difference for your heart. Hydration, rather than alcohol, is what your heart truly needs. And when you hydrate, you give your heart the support it needs to stay strong. Now let's talk about one more drink that's often used to help seniors get a good night's sleep. Drinking to sleep. Many people over 60 struggle with sleep, and it's common to turn to alcohol as a way to help you drift off. Maybe it's that glass of wine or whiskey before bed. I know many of my patients have told me, I just can't sleep without a drink. It's easy to see why people do this. Alcohol can make you feel drowsy, and it can seem like a quick fix to help you rest. But the truth is, alcohol is not your friend when it comes to sleep. Sure, it may help you fall asleep faster, but it actually disrupts the deeper, more restorative stages of sleep. Specifically, alcohol interferes with REM sleep, the stage where your body repairs itself and restores balance. Without enough REM sleep, your heart doesn't get the rest it needs. Instead, alcohol puts your heart under even more strain. When alcohol is in your system while you sleep, it makes your heart work overtime. You may wake up feeling groggy, anxious, or with a racing heartbeat, symptoms that you may not immediately connect to the drink you had before bed. Over time, relying on alcohol as a sleep aid can lead to dependency. Your body builds a tolerance, meaning you need more alcohol to get the same effect, which makes the problem worse. And let's not forget about the fact that alcohol's dehydrating effects only worsen the issue. So what can you do instead? First, try switching out that drink for other bedtime rituals that support better sleep. Herbal teas, such as chamomile or valerian root, can help calm your body without putting stress on your heart. You could also try dimming the lights an hour before bed, avoiding screens, and practicing deep breathing exercises. These small changes can make a world of difference for your sleep quality, and they won't harm your heart in the process. Now that we've covered the big players, red wine, beer, cocktails, hard liquor, and drinking to sleep, let's talk about something important. What I see every day as a heart doctor. Every day, I see patients just like you who walk into my office looking completely healthy on the outside. They smile, chat about their families, and tell me about their daily activities. They may even still be going for walks or enjoying their hobbies. But then, when I review their test results, I see the truth. Their hearts are under stress. The blood vessels are inflamed, and there's silent damage that's been building up for years. Sometimes, my patients don't even realize how much damage has been done. They feel fine until one day they don't. It's often too late to turn back at that point. That's why it's so important to recognize these habits now before they catch up to you. You don't have to wait until your heart gives out to make a change. And that's where the good news comes in. It's never too late to make a change. It might seem overwhelming, but you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Making small changes, like cutting back on alcohol and prioritizing hydration, can add up to years of better health and a stronger heart. And you can still enjoy life and feel good while making those changes. Your heart deserves better. You deserve better. So let's wrap up this part with a reminder. Every choice you make today can ripple into years of better health. You can protect your heart and feel more energized and alive as you continue to age. Let's keep going with these simple, effective changes that will keep your heart healthy. You've got this. Now that we've covered the risks of red wine, beer, cocktails, hard liquor, and drinking to sleep, let's talk about the final step, and the most important one. What can you do right now to protect your heart and make sure you're setting yourself up for a healthier future? You might be thinking, it's too late for me, but I want to reassure you, it's never too late to make a positive change, no matter how old you are. The truth is, your heart has been with you through everything. The good days, the challenges, the laughter, and the tears. It's worked tirelessly for you, beating day in and day out without asking for anything in return. Now, it's time for you to give your heart the attention it deserves. The small steps you take today, whether it's cutting back on alcohol, drinking more water, or getting better sleep, can make all the difference for your heart tomorrow. One of the most important things to remember is that consistency is key. I know that habits can be hard to change, but the good news is that even small changes, done consistently, can have a big impact on your health. Let's take a moment to look at some simple changes that can make a world of difference. First and foremost, hydration is crucial for heart health. As we age, we're more prone to dehydration, and that can put unnecessary stress on your cardiovascular system. Water helps keep your blood flowing smoothly, and it supports the health of your heart and other organs. Instead of reaching for that glass of wine or beer, try replacing it with a tall glass of water or a refreshing herbal tea. You'll feel more energized, and your heart will thank you for it. Next, making sleep a priority is essential. We've talked about how alcohol can interfere with your sleep cycles, but let's look at some ways you can support better sleep naturally. Simple changes, like reducing screen time before bed, dimming the lights, and establishing a regular bedtime routine, can make a huge difference. If you're struggling with sleep, try winding down with calming activities such as reading, meditation, or light stretching. Your heart needs that deep, restorative sleep to heal and stay strong. Also, it's important to stay active, but it doesn't mean you have to go out and run a marathon. Gentle activities like walking, stretching, or yoga can significantly benefit your heart. Even just 20 minutes a day of low-impact exercise can help improve blood flow, lower blood pressure, and keep your heart in shape. Find something you enjoy and make it a part of your daily routine. It doesn't have to be intense, but it should be consistent. And finally, take care of your overall well-being. This means eating a balanced diet, managing stress, and, when needed, seeking professional support. If you're struggling to cut back on alcohol or make other changes, don't hesitate to reach out to your healthcare provider. They're there to help guide you through this process, and they can offer additional resources to support your heart health. I've worked with many patients over the years who thought they were too far gone to change. But the reality is that even small changes can have a huge impact. Whether it's drinking less, hydrating more, or finding healthier ways to relax, each step you take today is one step closer to a stronger, healthier heart. I want to leave you with this. Your heart is incredibly resilient. It's been with you through every chapter of your life. But now it's your turn to take care of it, to give it the love and attention it deserves. You don't have to make massive changes all at once, and you don't have to be perfect. But you do need to be consistent. And by making just a few small changes, you'll feel better, more energized, and healthier in the long run. So, what's the first change you can make today? Maybe it's swapping out that nightly glass of wine for a cup of herbal tea, or perhaps it's committing to a short walk every morning. Whatever it is, take action. You deserve it, and your heart deserves it too. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this message. I hope it has inspired you to take better care of yourself and your heart. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear how you're taking steps to protect your heart. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to the channel for more health tips. Remember, it's never too late to choose a healthier future. Here's to living your best life, with a heart that's strong, healthy, and full of life. Take care and keep making those small changes that add up to a lifetime of heart health.